We've been digging into the material from OpenAI's Dev Day 2025, and the main takeaway, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, it feels like a fundamental shift.
Totally. It's not just about AI you can chat with anymore. Now it's about AI that acts, like an autonomous colleague you authorize. We're definitely in the era of actionable AI now.
And look, this wasn't just, a few new features. It felt like a strategic play, a real power move to capture the whole tech stack.
How so?
Well, they're moving beyond just supplying the model. They're aiming to be a true platform company. It's like a three-layer strategy, basically.
Okay.
They want to control the engine, the factory, and the store. It's kind of like vertical integration for AI.
Right, right. And that first pillar, the engine, GPT-5 Pro, releasing it via API first, that felt very deliberate.
Oh, absolutely. Very B2B focused. It tells you they're not chasing like the next viral consumer thing right now. They're racing for platform adoption enterprise contracts.
Okay, so what's actually in that engine? What makes GPT-5 Pro suitable for this action-oriented approach?
It really comes down to memory and reliability. If an agent's going to act autonomously, it just can't afford to fail halfway through or forget what it was doing.
Makes sense.
So the headline spec for GPT-5 Pro, a massive 400,000 token context window.
400,000, that's huge. What does that let you do?
Well, think about feeding it an entire company code base or, dozens of really long documents all at once. It can hold all that context.
So that huge window, that's like the long-term memory it needs to reliably do stuff, because if it drops a function call, the whole autonomous task just falls apart, right?
Precisely. That memory ensures it stays on track, remembers the goal, remembers the steps it's already taken. Super critical.
Okay, so you have the engine. Then what? You mentioned a factory.
Right. That's Agent Kit. Think of it as the complete toolkit for building these production-ready agents. It's a big step beyond those sort of passive GPTs we saw last year.
And the key part of Agent Kit seems to be this agent builder.
Yeah, that's the centerpiece. It's a visual drag-and-drop thing, low code. It basically democratizes building these complex automations.
So you don't need to be a hardcore coder.
Exactly.
Right.
You can give the agent a complex goal, like audit all my outstanding invoices. And the agent figures out the plan, finds the right tools, maybe asks for clarification, and then just executes.
Okay, engine factory. What's the third pillar?
The store. That's the app's SDK. This feels very much like their iOS App Store strategy.
How so?
It lets developers embed full-stack applications, think Coursera or Zillow, that kind of complexity, directly inside the ChatGPT interface.
Whoa. Okay, so you wouldn't leave ChatGPT to use those apps?
Potentially, no.
Yeah.
And this plays directly into their biggest strength, those 800 million weekly active users.
Ah, so they're trying to make ChatGPT the default portal, the place you start your day online.
Pretty much. But, they talk about agents all day. They needed to show these things can actually handle complex real-world stuff.
And that was the Codex demo, right? That seemed to be the real aha moment for a lot of people.
Totally. So, an engineer, just using voice commands, told this Codex agent to build an app to control a Sony FR7 camera.
Okay, controlling hardware, that's already non-trivial.
Right. But here's the kicker. The agent didn't just, plug into some standard modern API.
Yeah.
No. It had to figure out how to work with this obscure VSCA protocol. It's 30 years old. Super rare.
Seriously. So the agent had to research this old protocol.
And then write the code. It essentially learned and translated this archaic language on the fly to control the camera. That's what proves these agents aren't just glorified API callers. They can tackle novel, complex, kind of abstract problems.
That's genuinely impressive. But giving software that kind of autonomous capability, it must make some people nervous, right? It certainly shakes up the market.
Oh, immediately. Agent Kit itself, with tools like Agent Builder, basically threatens thousands of those AI wrapper startups, the ones just gluing things together. This kicked off the agent arms race, instantly.
Okay, so what are the main strategies we're seeing in that race? OpenAI'S is clearly speed and platform adoption.
Yep, get everyone building on their platform fast, but then look at Anthropic. On the same day, they leaned hard into trust and safety. They launched Petri. It's an open source tool specifically designed to audit or red team AI agents, looking for stuff like power-seeking behavior or autonomous deception.
Wow. AI police, basically.
Kind of. They're positioning their model, Claude, as the secure, auditable choice in this new world.
Interesting contrast. And what about Google? Where do they fit in?
Google's play seems to be integration and governance, especially for the enterprise. They're not necessarily trying to beat OpenAI head-on with the core tech.
So they're leveraging their existing strength.
Exactly. They're offering deep integration and governance tools that work across Microsoft 365 and SharePoint, not just their own Google Workspace. It's a smart move to govern the agent workforce where businesses already operate.
Okay, so let's bring this together. For you listening, what's the big picture here? We've definitely moved past AI just, writing poems or emails.
Yeah, the core value isn't just generating text anymore. It's about executing tasks. AI is becoming an autonomous employee you essentially hire and authorize.
So the key question for the next year or two isn't just, what can my AI answer?
No, it's what can I authorize my AI to do? And maybe even more importantly,
How safely can I authorize it?
precisely, how safely, how reliably. You really need to start thinking about the security, the controls, the guardrails around this emerging autonomous workforce.